Hello and welcome to the first episode of Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic, here at HanniballNOR's YouTube channel. Now, this is a very interesting game, well, I almost reached 3,000 hours on it. We are currently live streaming it over at Hanniballshow, the YouTube channel, and yeah, I'm having a great time with this game. So this is a highly complicated city builder or complex city builder game where we basically have to, well, basically take care of everything as, you know, we're going to be leading a Soviet Republic. So we're going to be doing a new game today. So we're going to be doing a random map. I even have made a little map back in the days. We're going to be doing a realistic map. So basically we have, well, we don't have a large starting money. I think we're going to start with 1.4 million rubles and $700,000. So we have two monetary systems here we're going to have to balance. The realistic mode, it basically makes it so you can't just throw money at the problem and it goes away. You actually have to deal with things. So when you build a building, you have to make sure that you're bringing in the bricks, the steel, the not the tumbler. Wow, not the tumbler. Ignore the tumbler. Don't go to tumbler. I was kind of thinking about timber, but you know, there we go. We're just going to make sure that our citizens are going to be very hard to please, which is going to make keeping our population little bit, well, we'll see if we can manage to keep our population. It is a very vital part of, you know, a city having a population, because they're going to do all the work and all the heavy lifting while you're just sitting there pointing and giving orders. Then we're going to have energy management. That means we're going to be making sure that both our buildings and our vehicles, well, mainly our vehicles require fuel and our buildings require electricity. And we're also going to make sure that our population is, you know, they need water. Certain types of buildings need water to function and produce stuff. So, for example, if you make alcohol, then a certain amount of water goes into making alcohol. Then we have waste management, which is new with this update here of the game. So waste and demolition, we're going to have to make sure that our people are, well, what should we say? They are dealt with, all the trash they produce is being dealt with. If we, I don't know, we'll figure out a way how to deal with it. Then also demolition. So if you kind of would like to remove a building, let's say we build a warehouse somewhere and we kind of felt like, oof, do we want to have it here? Well, we're going to be not just instantly removing it from the game, we actually have to send in a demolition crew to actually demolition it, and that demolition causes waste and also requires resources like potentially dynamite or workers, you know. So that's something we have to deal with. Maintenance basically means our road vehicles and planes and helicopters and everything is going to require a little bit of maintenance, which, you know, it's all going to cost into our budget eventually. We're going to have seasons, summer and winter. So when winter comes, people are going to be freezing and complaining about cold things. We have to fix that as well. And of course, buildings going to catch on fire at a frequent rate, because that is what buildings do, I guess. Global events. This is also a little bit of an interesting thing. So everything is based on like an economic thing. So let's say, for example, coal, for example, and coal ore, and for example, fluctuating prices. And if there is like a world event, that will affect prices. Same with an epidemic, it could affect like the rate of people going to the hospital and so on. Pollution, well, it kind of speaks for itself, doesn't it? If you have a lot of pollution near your village, your people, they're going to be complaining and get sick and die eventually. So, also, education simulation is going to be complex. That means that we're going to be making sure that our population is educated So, for example, some jobs requires higher education. So there are 3 levels of education. You have no education, basic education, and high education. So yeah, skilled or highly educated people is going to be quite a commodity for us to deal with. Then we're going to have crime and justice, you know, criminal scum and all that. We're going to have to deal with that. Traffic simulation, we're going to have complex. Means we're going to have to make sure that we set up signs, we can have traffic lights and all that good stuff. Then we also have research, which, well, it was in the game, but they have kind of expanded upon it quite frequently, quite a lot now. So we're going to have to research different kind of stuff, which is going to be good. And then there's just some visual things, always day. Well, actually, this kind of affects a couple of things. So, for example, if you have solar powers and it's always day, well, then I guess you will always have electricity from your solar power. But we're going to have a moving sun because I feel that is nice to look at. Then we're going to have vehicles available. So, let's say one type of vehicle gets released into the market in 1964, and then it gets taken out of production in 1953, for example. If we have this one here, it will never be taken off the market. If we have it here, it will eventually be taken off the market. And I think we're going to go with this because, you know, realism. And we're going to be starting way back in 1960. Yeah, I think that is kind of good. We are going to be making a randomized map. I prefer having fewer lakes. That basically means that, well, we're going to have fewer lakes. If you have many lakes, it's going to be... Yeah, I kind of feel like the map is not getting generated very, very, very well. We're going to have some hills, because, you know, I like my hills. We're going to have high hills, mountains even. We're going to have... Oh, maybe that's a little bit too much. No, sorry, not of hills. I kind of feel like if we're going to have rivers, and if we go over 40%, usually it doesn't always generate the rivers. So, up to about 40. Let's do 38. Terrain height is good. Tree density, we're going to be shoving in a bunch of trees here. Forests. Well, let's have a little bit of forest. Alright, and let's generate up to 3 rivers. That seems about good enough. We are not going to be building anything. We can kind of start with the game kind of randomly build cities and roads. I don't like that, to be perfectly honest. So we are kind of ready. So let's see what the game generates. Alright, now let's see what we have here. That's one of those lakes that we generated. It's kind of cool. Let's have a look at the map here. We have... Ooh, it's not a very good generated map, to be perfectly honest. We are... So, let me just explain a couple of things before we get started, because maybe somebody has been living under a rock and don't quite know how this system works. So we have like 2 sides of the map here. So we have the blue stars. This is kind of where you spend your dollars. So you can go in here. You can buy things for dollars. And gosh, is there even any? Yeah, there is some here. Okay, so we can go in here, and here we're going to be purchasing things for rubles. And you can also buy a bunch of other stuff here from the custom house here. Now, is this a map that is feasible? So I kind of like to have, well, we kind of need to have a foreign power connector. We're also going to need to have a custom house, which potentially has a railroad, and we're going to be setting up on the Soviet side of things, I think. Now, this one is good. It's kind of close to the river as well, so this could actually be a pretty perfect location. Now we have a kind of 2 custom houses here we can kind of look at. So, if we look at things here, I kind of usually build like very circuit-like city, or gridded city, I guess we can call it. So I use the grid quite a lot when I plan my city. Oh, there are actually some funky hills here. Although it's flat on the top, so that's okay. Usually we can see if there is coal, but since we kind of have research that we need to do, we kind of don't have anything here, but there is a way. So let's say, for example, we would like to start pumping oil. Don't tell the Americans. So we have, let's see if we can find any. You see those red dots underneath the pumping station? If they turn green somewhere, that must be somewhere, right? There is a little bit of oil. Just no promise I'm not gonna pump it right away. I'm just gonna showcase it. Did I see something here? Nope. So you can kind of go around like this and see if we can find some oil, because it should be some oil nearby, hopefully. Oh, no, sorry, my mistake. Oh, here we go. So here we can see there is actually quite a bit of oil. So we could have put this down here, and let's see if we can find a green spot here. So you see the quality of the source, it's 77% oil. So if it was 100%, it would have produced 7 tons of oil. But since it's only 80%, it's going to be only pumping 80% of 7 tons of oil. Now we're not going to be starting with oil first. I think the very first thing we're going to do is to plan out a city. And every city needs some heat, and I do wonder if we would like to... So usually everybody goes with a big heating plant. The problem with a big heating plant is it causes quite a lot of pollution. 26.5 tons per year of pollution. So the way the pollution works, let's say we put that back here, there will be a kind of a cone-shaped or oval-shaped thing, and that kind of goes in like a pattern like this. So let's say you have a city here. Maybe during majority of the time you won't have pollution, but maybe eventually when it kind of swings back here, then you will get like a whiff of pollution. It's kind of simulate like wind, the wind direction. So when the pollution comes, it's going to be potentially wiping out the entire neighborhood here. And you know, you don't want to live in this big cloud of pollution, do you? No? Yes? Oh well. Anyways, let's have a little look here. So I kind of think we're gonna need to have this. We could have it nearby the river here, because a river is a good place to dump sewage, for example. Sewage is also something we kind of would like to take a look at. So during my many hours of this game, I kind of have... I usually go like try to follow the grid here, but we can also, you know, follow it diagonally. Yeah. So if we put this one here, this is something we're gonna need anyways. We're gonna have to make sure that this is, well, around 700-800 meters away from our residential zone, because that is how much pollution it does. So we're gonna be taking out the measurement tool here. We're gonna be taking one of these, dragging it out to about here. So something like that. And then we'll select a road. We're going to be using dirt roads. then we'll do that. It's just going to be a way of us knowing that we don't want to have the residential zones going further out in that direction. Okay, so we have this one here, and then we kind of would like to figure out where we would like to have this city. I prefer having it very, very close to a custom house, because in the beginning we're going to have to send vehicles into the custom house here, get food and clothing and meat and everything they need to kind of survive. So we're going to have to pick that up from here, which is... it's going to be very crowded in here. So they can have, like, what? 2 vehicles at the same time, and yeah, there is a whole bunch of issues with this. So usually I think maybe just 1 or 2 vehicles can get in at once. And there will be a long line of vehicles here. So yeah, we're going to be having a city kind of here. Should be fine. But let's keep planning this area here, because we would like to have a little bit of a nasty thing here. We kind of would like to just dump all the poop that our Republic kind of does. We kind of would like to just dump it straight out in here. Let's see if we can find a green spot. That would have been like perfect. Putting this down is usually a little bit finicky, and we get a green spot. So when it's yellow, that basically means we can put it here, but we're gonna have to terraform the terrain first, and that is gonna cost us money, and I kind of don't want to use money on that. So there we go. Perfect. A little bit far away from what I kind of initially wanted. Okay, so we have this guy here. We could potentially move this, couldn't we? I mean, this is not set in stone. So let's put you here then. And we could potentially also turn it around, because these brown arrows, that's kind of where we kind of are going to send our heat from. We could potentially also mirror you. So yeah, let's mirror it, and we'll make a little room for... Actually, you know what? Let's mirror it back. I think that would be a good idea. We'll have you out here. And then we have the road that goes out from here. Now I kind of keybind them all, so you can see here I have roads, factory connections, footpaths, rails, medium voltage, high voltage, and conveyor belts. That's usually what I have kind of bind to my hotbar here, and kind of makes it easier to, you know, switch between different things, since I'm using a MMO mouse. I can't play any games without it anymore. It's just the way it is. Let's see if we can get this kind of out here. So this is going to be like the poopy zone, I guess. Lots of toxic pollution and sewage. It's going to be a whole thing. It's going to be disgusting out here. So I do wonder if we kind of would like to remeasure this here. So we'll go from here. Now you can also toggle snaps, so it kind of locks to the grid. I personally don't like using it, because sometimes it's not like 100% perfect, and you know what it is. So what we kind of would like to do is to get a... it's basically going to be a main road. getting out here. And it's going to run through our city. And I also do wonder if we kind of would like to have like a little highway set up. So what you can do, you can kind of make like that. And if you have this, the road is going to be snapping to the other road. But I don't like that. I like to have one in between here. So I usually turn off the snapping tool. And, well, I did this wrong, didn't I? I kind of would like to have a road from here. And bring that up a little bit as a highway. That is going to be going throughout our republic. It's going to have to merge into one, though. That wasn't good enough. So we'll do something like that. That should be nice. And then we're going to be making a little road here. And we're not going to be using that road for anything in particular, actually. Unless we can... No. Pull these roads back a little bit. Okay, so let's go down to here. That should give us quite a bit of room to maneuver. So we'll do that, and then we'll do that, and let's go down a little bit. This is just for the visualization of things. So that is going to be the road. We're going to be removing that one. And we're probably going to have... Some of the city might be out on this side. But we will see. I kind of would like to expand this a little bit. Okay, we're going into some terrain heights here. You can see kind of where it starts to get yellow and red. You can also see it via the topography map. So you can kind of see here it kind of gets higher and higher. So we'll do something like that, and we'll figure out where we'll bring the highway. I kind of think we're going to be making a turn out here eventually. So we kind of would like to have a way to get in here. So if you can imagine, this is going to be a one-way road. This is going to be a one-way road. So we kind of would like to have a way to cross here without making too much fuzz. So what I usually do, I make a bridge that kind of goes across here and then kind of connects into to the highway. So we're going to be making kind of like a standard type of overpass for my how I usually do it. So we're going to be starting with a bridge. We're probably not going to be building the bridge like right away. This also give us a little bit of room here. So this seems good. So we start here. We count 3 crosses, or whatever you like to call them, and then 2. That's usually how I count. So basically 5. Then we go out this one. Press E to lift the bridge. Q to sink the bridge. So let's say we did something like that, and we think, oh gosh, we need it to be a little bit lower. We're going to be bringing it down that much. So I kind of would like to bring it all the way down. Press E 3 times, and that should make a perfect clearance, I think. So 1, 2, 3, and the game made me a liar. Perfect, perfect. Why didn't that work? 3, 2. It should. Didn't work. Well, we could also bring it all the way out here then. That is also an option. You can kinda see the grid line in the road there, so we can be using that. And then we're going to be still following this line here. And again, 3 and 2. And then we're going to be going up 1, 2, 3. See, it works on that side. But we're going to be bringing it all the way up here, since that is kind of where we set the other one. And then we'll just connect it. And it looks terrible. Usually I manage to get this dead in the center. We go a little bit closer, maybe that, because you see the kind of, there is a little bit of tilt in the terrain here, so that could potentially be a reason. We'll try here. 3, 2, go up 1, 2, 3. Don't make me a liar. Or we can also go 6. So 3, 3. And then 1, 2, 3. That goes up perfectly. Just make sure we use the cross underneath here to see kind of where the bridge is. So we'll go back down again. 3, 3. Right, so 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 3. And there we go. Right, so when we cross over, you see we're gonna get a beam straight in the middle of the highway, and that is absolutely perfect. So there is like a couple of ways we could have done this. We could, for example, just have a road coming out here, and then just split the road out like this. Like so. Like, that is an option. But I kind of... I usually feel like having a roundabout at the end of this is kind of alright. So we're going to be trying to do that. How I usually make a roundabout, basically take a straight route out here. We're going to be making this very small, so we'll make it to here, make it to here. We kind of would like to make all the quadrants of this circle here, because it's going to be making the snapping points a lot easier to work with later on. And then we'll go up here, move this one, go in here, and do that, and have like a perfect thing, except for one thing that isn't quite perfect here, and that is this road. Now if you click the cancel road tool here, so usually before we had to do this, but if you press this one and shift and drag, you will get like a box selection tool, and then you can, for example, remove that. But if we go back down here, and there we go, we can remove both of them if you like. So it's actually a very neat tool. Then we're going to be bringing you all the way out here. This is kind of interesting. We already have a node here, so we'll do that. That didn't look very nice, did it? So what we can do, we can just do that. Try again. And I think I missed something there. So this is just my OCD. It's not something you have to do. And some people prefer having like or organic looking cities. But I mean, if you're gonna do a planned economy, we're probably also gonna be doing a planned city, right? Yeah, I think that makes sense, right? Right? Okay, so we haven't gotten far. I mean, we have built a little bit of a dirt path, right? That's about it. Then we're gonna go in the middle here, so that's gonna be this line here. Just go to the center and go directly out here. And since we have made every quadrant of this circle, we are gonna have a natural snapping point here, and we're not gonna be dragging this out very far. We're just gonna drag it out to first little bit here. Now, the diagonal lines only go in this direction, but you know, it's workable. You can do it. And then I go down 1 and out 1. To as close as you like to the main road. Maybe something like that. And then you're gonna go down 2 and kind of have it at the same line here. And then we'll make a little connection here. I kind of feel like this looks like some sort of, I don't know, astrology sign or something like that. I don't know. And then we kind of... Actually a pretty nice angle we could get in here. But I kind of like to have it bent. So we'll bend it as far as we can in this direction. So this is eventually going to be a one-way road going out here. And this is going to be a one-way road coming in here and then through the roundabout. You know. And we're going to do the same here. I mean, it doesn't matter. Just bend it as far as it comes. So go in here. And then we'll have a roundabout. And then I can leave out here. We can also do the same on the other side. So we see here we have not the first one, but the second one. So we'll make another roundabout real quick here. Or as quick as I can. And see if we can actually see through the bushes there. Where the cross was. So we'll go like that, like that, then down 2, 1 out, and then we had like 2 out here, and same here. So then we can bring you out here, and then we can bend you out here, and connect these, and then we have our little overpass, I guess you can call it, or a highway merge. I'm not like very... I'm basically just guessing what it might be called. Yeah, so since we moved this thing here, I do believe we're going to be doing a new measurement here. So, just make sure that they are within reason. Wait, I would like to delete all our points. And to about, let's say, here. Ooh, that is very close. Okay, we don't have to make like the biggest city in the beginning. So we'll set the cutoff here. Not gonna have any residentials from behind that line there, which means we it's gonna be a little bit problematic, but we'll make it work. We'll actually make a thing out of this. So this is gonna be the not crossing line. And also, if you're having trouble with this, this is something that many people I see struggle with. Like, it doesn't match. What you do, you remove the piece of road, drag the road out to where you kind of want to have the road come in, and then you can have a snapping point there. We can also remove snapping points by putting a wave sign here. You can't do that if there is a vehicle driving on the road for some reason. That kind of confuses the driver. Actually, there is no drivers in the in the vehicles, which is kind of cute. Okay, so all of this is going to be residential, so that means we can start planning our town. We should potentially also be planning the rail here. We could just go straight across here. No. Okay, I'm lying to you guys. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to make the train track go there. And make like a junction here. I'm so looking forward to starting to work at the train tracks and the signaling, because that is always fun. Okay, let's see if we can manage to get a sort of a decent looking train track going out here. So we're gonna have a double tracked, and we're not gonna be building this, but we're just gonna plan for the future. Planning is vital in this game. So I'll do something like that. And again, into the train connection here, we're gonna be doing that, remove those nodes. And then we'll kind of get it straight here. Usually, this is kind of straight, but usually they don't kind of meet up where you want them to, which is a little bit annoying. And we need to push it back a little bit. So we'll push it back to here. And then snapping thing will snap to nodes, so that's kind of nice. So we can do something like that and get a fairly decent junction here. Then we'll do the same as road. Instead of, you know, dragging and messing up things, you just select with shift, and there we go. Yeah, this is probably gonna go out here, so we'll, and there is a reason why I kind of do this before we start working on the city. It's basically because, you know, having a city and then not having planned for rails, and then all of a sudden you have to plan for rails, kinda, you know, it's a little bit iffy. So we're gonna be making a Y junction here, or at least that is what I think they're called. So we'll make a diagonal track up here. We could have made a trumpet, but I kind of feel that is not going to be worth it here. Does this look a little bit wonky? Let's just bring it up a little bit. Well, that is definitely wonky. It's the very definition of wonky. Alright, so you gonna come in here. And then you gonna be brought up here. And then this guy here is gonna be connecting into here. And then you gonna be brought up here and then connected up to here. So if we kind of would like to have a road also coming out here, we can actually bridge over here without too much of a hassle, and that's kind of what we're going to do here. We're going to be lifting up this road and make a bridge, a double bridge across here. So if we have residentials here, we probably would like to kind of go directly across here, now towards the river. Yep, that's what we're going to do. So we are getting to here, and the reason why we kind of would like to plan the rail first before the city is when your city grows, you know, a truck can only move so and so much food. So eventually your town will require so much food, and not having the option of shipping it in with train, or kind of have to demolish a whole city block, for example, to deliver the railroads to where you kind of want them. That's not fun. That's never fun. Okay. This is good. This is good. Good start. Good start for a city builder. I haven't built a single residential house. But we are going to be lifting up a bridge here. Push the roads back a little bit so we have a little bit of time to work with here, so let's see, 3, 2, that should be, bring that up. No, still doesn't. Okay, then we'll use 6 out here, or as is also known, 60 meters. Yep. So we'll do that, and if we move that, now let's turn off the snapping thing here. So, do we want to do this? And kind of have like a bridge with different, you know, starting points. Or, what we also could have done, if we were just a little bit smart, we could also have made a road that goes through here, because we're going to have like a fairly decent area here. Like in here, that we could connect up to. So, not that opportunity go to waste, so we're going to go from here. 3, 3, and up. Three and 3. 3 up. And you can kind of see here it's gonna require 519 work days and 148 tons of concrete and 3.1 tons of gravel and 14 tons of asphalt. So that is kind of how you calculate the price. And if you go to the custom house here, you can see here, what is it? Asphalt. Let's find asphalt. Probably up here. No asphalt. Am I dumb? Am I dumb? I don't see asphalt here. Well, theoretically you can't sell asphalt, but you can buy it from the custom house. So basically asphalt is made from bitumen and gravel, so we can also make that. But it's weird that they don't kind of show the price here. I think they did before. Anyway, let's continue the bridge. So we're gonna do the same here. 3 and 3. And the reason why I'm using these bridges here, I mean, we could have used another bridge, like steel bridge, for example, right? I just they are expensive, and you can't bend them. So, for example, this bridge here, you can actually make curves on this. You can't do that with the other bridges. Oops. So yeah, this doesn't make curves. So, you know, just to have everything unified. So 3 and 3. And 1, 2, 3. They should kind of be at the same height. And then that should be the right. 3 here and 3 here. 1, 2, 3 up. And they should be like the same. Well, kinda, right? 2 here, 2 here. And that is usually how I make my bridges. Well, usually I make them at the same size here, but since the road is going diagonally here, it's probably could be cool to have like a little bit of difference and things. Alright. We kind of have train tracks coming out here now, which is actually a good thing. Now, where do we want the food? The supermarket. Where do we want the food to be delivered? Because we're going to have to make sure that they have food. We're going to have to make sure that they have clothing. What else? Alcohol. Electronics. You know, can't have a Soviet Republic without some old, almost non-functioning radio playing in the background, right? Or was that Fallout, perhaps? That might be. So, let's do a warehouse. There are a ton of new warehouses there. Actually, there is... Before, this was the only warehouse we had available. Which holds... we're just going to be looking at the... I usually look at the crops just to get an indicator of how much we have. But we're going to need just a tiny little one here. So, let's say we... place... maybe we should place something else first. Yeah, I think we're going to be placing the shopping center that we need, so we can make a ginormous shopping center, which can hold up to 405 people at once. It needs 45 workers, but it costs 87 tons of steel. And that is usually the indicator I look at when I see how expensive a thing is. It's the steel price. And we could probably show you. So, for example, if we're going to build something, we're going to need boards. It costs like, what, 12 rubles, bricks, 21 rubles. We're going to need, what else do we need to build things? Gravel, 6.9 rubles. Sometimes we need some mechanical components. They are kind of expensive, but that's basically just in places where we need machineries. And that's 512 rubles per ton. Then we're gonna need steel. Steel is 287 rubles per ton, and we use that in basically everything. So yeah, that's kind of how I look at things. So 87 tons of steel, that is very, very expensive. 16 tons of steel, not very expensive. This is from a DLC, which, as far as I understood it, the money went to the Ukraine Red Cross. So there are a bunch of like Ukraine-themed things that we got. So, for example, this one, some vehicles, some monuments, and such. That is kind of having like a Ukraine theme. So here, for example, we saw we didn't actually get the road to kind of get to the same point as we want. So we're going to be making a new snapping point here. And that is going to be our shopping center. That probably means that this train track here is going to be bending up here. Or at least make like a little wide junction out here, so we have the option of delivering things with trains. What else can we say? We have these forklifts here. You know what? I think we'll actually turn the building around. I kind of would like to have the... Or do I? Because we kind of also would like to be close to the border here, so our vehicles doesn't have to drive so so very, very, very far away. Okay. It was this guy here. You know what? I think we could be fine with here. So we're gonna have the shopping center here, and you can see we can't pay money to just build it. If you were playing with a non-realistic setting, you could just spend rubles and everything would kind of just arrange itself. They would fix everything and build everything, and you can also fill it up without any problems, just spending money and such. But we are not about that. We're going to have to make sure that this building here gets 253 work days, 21 tons of concrete, 16 tons of gravel, 13 tons of asphalt to finish just the ground stage of the building. And then after that, we're going to have to make sure that we have 1,143 work days, 63 tons of concrete, 16 tons of gravel. Yeah. Well, actually, this is the total that we need. This is just for the ground phase. Hopefully, I'm not talking too fast this time around. The game will eventually slow down. I just feel like I should explain what we're doing as we go along, because it's a very complicated game. So we're going to be using forklifts, and the people that kind of have played this, there is a point in every mid-tier workers and resources player comes to, and that is when the shop is kind of dying off. Basically, that means that you have workers in the shop, but they are not restocking their shelves. They don't go to the warehouse and pick up food or clothing or whatever. That is kind of why we would like to have a forklifts here. And when we get the forklifts going, let's see here. Get the forklifts. They can go to the warehouse and pick food, for example, and then shove it into the supermarket here. Or meat, we're going to have 2 different storages here, and we're going to hook that also up with a... Oh my. With a train cargo station, so trains can come in here and deliver goods, and we can also deliver goods with trucks to a cargo station if we set it up correctly, and that's kind of what we're aiming for. So let's get you down to about here. I'm not quite sure how I would like to have this. Maybe we'll have a diagonal road going out somewhat like that. So also you can kind of adjust the curve of the road by using your scroll wheel. So I kind of like to have very sharp bends, because all my people in the Republic is going to have like a super strong neck. Yeah, that's right. So they drive quick here, they're going to be almost breaking their neck. Okay, so that was the forklift garage. To this forklift garage, we're going to have a warehouse connected. If I could just click on the right button, there we go. And we're going to be using this tiny little one here. I even wonder if we could... if you press T, by the way, you mirror the building. It is like the best thing they ever made into this game. Option to mirror. So we'll do something like... We'll make it perfect. We'll make it perfect. Like so. So since this is not going to be like on a direct grid, we're going to be making this look good. Okay, so... Well, maybe not. Maybe not. I was kind of hoping we could... So we kind of find like the right area where it's not. Where it kind of is similar to the area, and then we'll stop here. Then we'll get the forklift garage in again. And we know we have that like that. No, sorry. A little bit quick on the trigger there. So we'll get that close down here. I'll use like the tip of the road indicator to kind of see where we are at. And that seems kind of perfect. Like so. Kinda. There we go. So now we have a forklift here that is going to deliver in the stuff that we can store in here. in the warehouse. And then we're also gonna need a meat storage, which is under here. And there is now 2 different type of meat storages. It's a tiny little one. That was the one we had from the beginning of the game. Then they got some mod integrations, and now they have a bigger, better meat storage, which can store up to 350 tons of meat. We're not going to be doing much of that, although we are going to mirror the building and do something like... No, I'm lying. What do we want to do? Because we're going to have a train station coming out here. Why am I not finding out of this? There is always something. Sometimes my brain just says, no, sorry, maybe another time. This could work. We'll do that. Now we need a railroad connection here. This road here, we're just going to be dragging out here. And a rule of thumb is, like, the steepest angle you can get in here, it's a little bit less, but if you kind of aim for like two grid length and 2 grid length, if I do this now, you should kind of have like this steepest angled road you can. You can get it a little bit more, but if you're following the grid, that is kind of like the best you can get. Let's see here. Can we get another nice snapping point here? We're gonna have to expand this road a little bit just to get the right snapping point. There we go. So, do we like this diagonal road up here? I actually don't think I do. So we're going to be taking that away, making a snap point in here, follow the line up here, right? And do that, that, and that. And we could have some decorations around here. That's also nice, right? But we're gonna need a train cargo station. So we're gonna be needing a train cargo station. And we have different sizes. We have like super duper mega big with 6 lines that we can connect to. I mean, that's not necessary. It's gonna not be room for anything else in here. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna be having a no, I just want a tiny one. Is that too much to ask for, my friend? We have this one. I don't think I have... Oh, maybe we could utilize this one. If I rotate you and get the road like on this side. But then again, how the heck do we get the track in here? Well, maybe if we did something like that and have you too long. It's unfortunate. Or if we get you a little bit further out then. And let's also remove the topographical map. It could be a little bit annoying to kind of look at. Still too long. We can do this, but it's not nice to look at. And that's kind of the most important thing. The rule of cool needs to prevail. Okay, what if we... Trying to get out here a little bit too long. Okay. So this is kind of what I at least think is fun with this game, sitting here around and fiddling around with things and getting them just the way you want it, and it is a lot of fiddling. So we're gonna have to replace our meat storage and get that closer. Also, by the way, if you hold down control, you kind of remove everything, even the little note on top there. So can we get you... So we're gonna get you one... I mean, we could also just have done this. I mean, that would have been like the easiest. But I kind of would like to use some of them. Some of these outlets here. So we kind of could hook up a factory to that, so we can start making some money. We could potentially also have done a diagonal line here, couldn't we? I still believe this looks wonky. So I think we'll see if we can manage to get the small one in. The small one is cute, right? Let's mirror you. And then... something like that. That is perfect. That is perfect. Or at least as perfect as we get. And then we're gonna be... removing this area here. Else we're gonna have to redo this. I don't think this is gonna be pretty, no matter what we do here. But we can try and make it pretty. So if we did that, I mean, no, I completely agree. This is a solid no. We're just going to be bringing it out a little bit here, and then we'll kind of make it go in here, and let's see if we can make it kind of 45 degrees. Oops. If you hold down shift and use the scroll wheel, you kind of zoom in and out. That is 45 degrees. Hit me. So we'll just make something like that. Okay. Now we have connected the meat storage, we have connected the forklift garage, we have connected the cargo train station, and we have connected the warehouse. Everything is now connected to the garage and to the highway and everything, which is it's actually a good thing. Yes. And we're going to be turning this on again, and I kind of don't want to go higher than this area, this line here. So what we're going to do here, we're going to be making a rail line that goes out to about here. Just double check and see if it is, you know, straight. And then you can come in here, and we would like to have a very nice and steep neck breaking experience. Right, there we go. And we'll trim away those. And then we're gonna have that going in here. Now, there is another thing that we kind of would like to think about. So way out in the future, we might have the option of making fuel. And that is definitely not going to be anywhere near here. If we do make fuel, we probably would like to have a way of delivering the fuel as well. So what we're going to do here, we're going to be also adding in what is it called? My brain just shut off here. A oil fuel loader unloader. Yeah, there we go. That's a handful. So we're going to be, you can see there is room for pipes going in and there is room for pipes going out. So it's fuel loader unloader. So I think we could just, you know, have that here. Like so. We'll just try and align it with the with that, and this is going to be a good place for us to put a place where we can store oil, fuel. And so I would like to see here. So that's out. Okay, and we're going to be making a snapping point for this road here. Ooh. Turn off the snap. Okay, here we kind of have to just, you know, measure by eyesight, and that's not always my best idea. Okay, then we're going to have oil. I think we're going to be using underground pipes, so we can pipe the oil. By the way, if you would like to see what is happening underground, because you can't kind of see it, you press F3, and then you can kind of see an underground. So we kind of would like to have that be pumped into that one. It's not going to be built yet. It's just there for very, 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 very future endeavors, right? So we're going to do something like that. Connect you in here. Can we kind of bring you out just a little bit? That's fine. Then we'll bring you out here. I kind of would like to get you like that. Is that good? Sure, 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 sure. We'll bring that one in here. And then we'll have that connecting to here. So we could have made a trumpet junction. Not 100% sure if that is necessary. Not in the first town that we built anyways. If this town grows out of proportion, I don't think it will, but if it does, we will go back to the idea of making a trumpet junction, which kind of fun to make, but it is expensive to, you know, make or build. So let's see if we can get this. No, we'll do it the way I usually do it. So we'll have that one. Follow that line out here. And you out here. You to merge in here. There we go. There we go. There we go. Right. And then we'll just continue this line here. Still following the same line. And then we'll go out here. Then we'll get you out here. It's not necessary, it's just my little thing here. Then we'll remove those. Remove the nodes. We'll probably go into further details later on while we are removing these. I mean, it's not like super important at the beginning. And let's see if we can manage to get you to connect into here. That would have been great. Okay, and then you just there. Perfect. Perfect. So a little nice little triangle thing going on here. But I'm not happy with this. Not at all, because we're gonna need a little bit more room here. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna be removing those again. We're gonna be taking the train from that side, and we're gonna be bringing it alongside here, just so we have a little bit more room to operate with. Because we're gonna need this thing also to connect into here. And this also needs potentially a little bit of leeway. Is this a good idea? I mean, we could just, you know, continued out here, right? Maybe that is what we will do. But we still need to connect into here, right? This is going to be one funky junction. If it works. I don't think it will. I don't think it will. So, we on that then, I guess. We'll just do something like that. Like that. And then we'll bring you in to the first available spot here. Can we get this to be like... maybe something like that. That. And we'll remove those. And we'll make a little crisscross here. And there is a reason why we're doing this. It's basically... you know, so train comes in, it will always drive on this side. When it comes in here, you will have the option to go either in here and leave on this side, or go in here and then leave on that side. This doesn't need a crisscross because we have only one entry point here, so it will come in here and then leave out on this track. Though that means we can potentially use this. Like so. Move you. There we go. Red connections, kinda, right? So, so yeah, we have kinda connected the railroad up to drum of oil or fuel or whatever we can store in here. We can store 1,500 tons of oil, bitumen, fuel, or liquid fertilizer in here. And we're not going to be building this until who knows when. It's going to be a while. But yeah, I think that is kind of what we're going to be doing for now. A little bit of a plan. We have kind of finished up the whole shopping interface thing, goods delivering for the shopping thing. We have planned out where our heating exchange or heating factory is going to be, and also our little sewage outlet. So yeah, that is kind of where we're going to be leaving it. Also, we can rename these, by the way, so we can put city name here if you like, or have a city district over here, or rename this. Comment sections, you know where to find that, and you probably know how to, give suggestions on things. So yeah, I think that is it for the first episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. I just want to say thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, there should be a like button in the comment section, of course a red subscribe button underneath the video. It all goes towards helping us fight that pesky YouTube algorithm. So yeah, until next time, take care and keep smiling!